And they started with a good film, and then they had to resort it into straight to TV, straight to TV movies or whatever they call it. Welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry, and today I would like to talk to you about another underrated film. The second one just came out, but the first one's superior. Darkman, directed by Sam Raimi, starring Liam Neeson, Frances McDormand, and Ted Levine, and I forgot what the other actor's name was. Who plays Kevin G. Durant. It's a story of a scientist who has been perfecting a solution for skin disease for burn victims or anybody that needs skin, and to try to retain, I would say, its longevity more than 90 minutes. The man is disfiguredly burned after a encounter with a criminal who becomes the underground superhero known as Darkman, who is on revenge against those who wronged him. And I'm gonna tell you this up. I grew up watching this movie. This movie was amazing. This movie is directed by Sam Raimi. For all we know, who's directed the Spider-Man films, the Evil Dead franchise, and also Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I'm going to tell you right now, this film, I firmly believe this might be my favorite Sam Raimi movie. I'm going to just tell you straight up, this might be my favorite Sam Raimi film. And it deals with another realistic portrayal of a superhero who could have, well, grounded in reality in a way, but it's another look of what if a it's another look of a real life superhero. And with this film, compared to all the other superhero films or darker superhero films, this dude is basically like a um, superhero version of Freddy Krueger, burnt up the fried chicken. Now you have this guy named Peyton Wesley, I believe that's his last name, who is so passionate about trying to find the formula or the right idea to find a solution to work on this project of retaining skin rubber skin suits and he tries to have the skin last longer than 90 minutes, more so longer more so longer as it could be. So he's a scientist struggling to find that right formula, and when he finds it, or when he discovers what that could be, which basically around darkness, it is able to retain its form without breaking down past 90 minutes or 99 minutes. And unfortunately, there are some criminals or some people higher ups who kind of want his formula and wants that document. And well, somebody came in and took it from him and tried to burn him alive, which he survives with his girlfriend, who happened to witness the event, sees the horrors of how his life is turned upside down. I know I'm describing this pretty crappy, but I'm gonna tell you straight up, this is one of my favorite superhero movies. And Darkman, once he sees that, he starts to come up with schemes of basically, revenge, of tracking down every single member who pretty much ruined his life. Frances McDormand, she's wonderful in this. For those who don't know, she is probably one of the best actresses working since the 80s. This is not your straight out like action superhero movie. The movie builds up around Peyton, also Darkman, who is formulated around his revenge schemes while trying to not fully fall into madness. When he survives, the guy is brutally burned. A good chunk of his skin is burnt off of his face, so he only has skin right here, and the rest of it is just basically horrified, burnt to a crisp. To the point where even his lips are gone. His lips are gone. And while the movie plays along, you see him slowly drift into madness, slowly drift into, I wouldn't say evilness, but slowly drifting into revenge and then wanting to basically, go mad. He's close to going mad. I mean, you don't blame the guy. The guy's life is basically destroyed. He can't feel anything. The guy doesn't necessarily feel pain, but he feels intense rage and revenge, trying to seek his revenge against these people. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, this movie is clever. Darkman also is able to clone other people's skins and puts it on, kind of like a camouflage and impersonacy of the person. He also, I wouldn't necessarily say he has super strength, but I guess it does help. I guess the his transformation into who he is has helped elevated his strength, where he's a little bit stronger than the average person. And also, I guess you could say he's a good intimidator. But also, I think there's really not much of other superpowers that he has. But the guy's just slowly descending into madness. He's crazy. He's basically a little bit crazy. Kind of like, what's the best example? He would be a good anti-hero, anti-villain in a Batman gallery. And I got to be honest, there are some heartbreaking moments um, in this film where you see this guy and and you just feel so bad for him. He does not want this. He doesn't want to do this. But when you see how he's just basically just driven to the point where he's like, you know what? Despite what's happened and what my predicament is, I just got to go. I want revenge, man. I want revenge. And you see it. And as much as he wants to go back to the life that he originally had, and I think this is one of the better movies I think that really puts you in his shoes as, damn, what if I was really in this situation where where the life that I had, I can't go back to it. I'm freaking disfigured. I am burnt. I am disfigured. And it gets really heartbreaking where there's a scene in the film where he replicated his old skin, and unfortunately the skin deteriorates around 90 minutes. A little bit before that, he starts to lose his temper. He tries to run away from his girlfriend and tries to hide, so she doesn't have to see his disfigurement. When she sees the mask melt away and she's trying to figure out what's going on, you see her just pleading out, like telling him, "You didn't have to lie. You did not have to lie." Peyton's still hiding. Liam Neeson's character still hiding, and she desperately tries to connect with him, but he hides, and he still feels ashamed of what he's become and what he doesn't want to see her anymore. Of course, the guy, it's sad. And he starts to just bawl out crying, and then there's scenes previously where the more he looks at himself and see how badly he's well done, he breaks down. He breaks down. There are quite a few scenes in there where he breaks down. I mean, it's one of those superheroes where he whines and complains, but then when he gets into that superhero mode, you do see a side of him where he, you do see his abilities in this and what he can do. It's a kind of it's a again a build, not slow build, but it's a build up of a it's a build up of the origins of a superhero, basically of what this film is. I mean, really, this film spans two more movies, and they're like, well, the other two movies are straight to the TV movies, but they're all right. They're not as good. Liam Neeson doesn't come back for the other movies. It was the actor who plays the Mummy who takes over the role as Darkman, and they're all right. They're not memorable, but it's one of those movies where you wish the original actor reprised his role, and you kind of wish it went somewhere. And I really wish that Sam Raimi does revisit this epic, this superhero, this underrated superhero gem. I mean, yeah, the movie came out in 1990, and I think there's been talks where he's kind of interested in wanting to revisit. I heard Liam Neeson, which I don't think he should. I mean, the movie, I mean, he's times past, but if they were to do some sort of reimagining or basically a remake of this, I think it would do well. And it's a new fresh of a superhero genre, so to speak. So, Dark Man, have you seen it? Comment below. Let me know if you have. Let me know what is your favorite underrated movie.